All right. Well, welcome back to the OnlyFriends podcast. We have a really special guest today. Dom, do you want to introduce her?
Yes, our special guest today, honestly, one of my favorites in the DMV. She's hilarious, from all over the country, Jamaica, finalist on Kevin Hart's Heart of the City. Today we have comedian DLO, everybody. Hey, hey.
Happening,
Cluck, cluck, cluck,
happening. What's
cluck,
going
cluck, cluck,
on?
cluck. Yeah, thank you for being on the pod today.
Yeah, no problem.
It's fantastic. How are you feeling today, dealing with the snow and everything?
I'm cool. The snow being out here means ain't nobody gonna ask me to go nowhere. So I'm chilling
I,
around,
I was
in
like,
my
this is a good
drawers,
day.
minding my business.
Great day to stay inside and not do nothing.
Yeah, man. Especially after fighting in them grocery stores, man.
I,
They try to
yes.
scare people, man.
We
I
were
just,
just
Should have
talking
seen
about
me.
that.
I just
Yeah,
don't
you should have seen
understand.
me fighting with 2 cases of water trying to get up the steps, man. I got 23 steps. So
Yeah.
that's real. I turned into a cold lady and asked my male neighbor, "Can you help me, please?"
Your gender identity changed really quickly with
Right,
the
real
water.
quick, real quick.
That's so funny. Did you get a lot of stuff for the grocery store? I hate how much I bought from the grocery store. I got so panicked when I was watching like on Instagram and TikTok how there's like nothing. So I like panic grocery shopped. I don't know if you did too.
No, because I'm old, so I already have food in the house. Like I have canned goods that you just like, why do you have this?
Yeah,
I have so
right.
many cans of beans in here, like I could feed the military with the amount of beans I have.
Do you
I
check
really just
the
had to get water for real.
do you check the expiration date on your canned goods? I just started
Yes,
doing that. Like, yeah.
yes, yes.
See, that's
I
how you
checked the
know that's an adult
expiration
right
date.
there.
Hey, listen, if my joint don't say 2027, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I know it's one on that shelf that says 2027. Forget that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Because you are
Yeah,
like I
man.
feel like
And then you got to check some of the labels that say like that it's some bio something like that they make it in
yep.
like a lab or something. You got to look
Hmm.
at some of that stuff because you'll be eating pasta and next thing you know your tongue will fall out. You'll be done.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
Campbell's was doing that. That's why I stopped getting
yeah,
Campbell's. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's wild, man. But yeah, no, it was the water. And I got like the 40 cases because I'm thrifty, you know what I'm saying? So,
Sure. You're trying to save money.
so
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just cheap. It ain't even the same thing. I'm just cheap, you know. And but that joint was $4, dog.
Oh
That's like 50
yeah.
cents a bottle. Yeah, man. Shit. I'm gonna save
That's
that money. Shit.
I I kind of like I kind of save. I definitely like to save money. I wound up. Do you have a Brita? I wound up getting a Brita. I don't know if it's like chemicals in it or something, but I love me a Brita. You know what I'm talking
No,
about? It's
I don't
like,
have a break.
Like a
No.
water
oh,
filter. I
Yeah,
don't.
man.
Okay, so I will drink straight from the tap. Are you guys worried? Were you worried that
oh,
we were gonna run out of water? Like because I feel like everyone was buying everyone was buying bottled water. I will drink straight from the tap, but do you
I
not do that,
can't.
Dila?
I can't drink from the tap. I don't know why. It can't do it.
Well, I have to drink room temperature water
Mm.
because the cold water be doing too much. When you get old, you'll start to realize some of the things that regular stuff that you used to drink, like ice cold water, be tearing me up. I've been looking like I'm having a heart attack.
Oh my God.
But yeah, man, but room temperature tap water is like licking feet. I'm not gonna be able to do it. But with ice in it, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do the cold water no more. So I gotta do bottled water. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so
It doesn't
Man,
sorry.
make me bougie. It's still cheap water though.
oh man, I ain't looking forward to that because I like me a good ice cold cup. Wake up in the middle of the night, 4 a.m., drink a big cup of water, ice cold, go straight back to sleep.
So you wait till you get like 45, 46. It's gonna be a bottle of water that's room temperature on a nightstand next to your bed.
I'm
That's what it's
so
gonna be.
dead.
So,
I'm so dead.
um,
That, that is so funny.
you know, it's real.
I I'm all you, Patty. I'm listening.
Yeah, so well, I was gonna ask just so that we can kind of like start off the conversation more about your comedy. I'd love to know, when did you know that you were funny? Like how old were you when you were like, you know what, I can tell a joke.
So go figure. I never thought that I was gonna be a comedian. I wasn't a person that was allowed to watch comedy or any of that as a
Hmm.
kid, teenager, even as a young adult. So I didn't actually get into comedy until I was 37. And that was by accident. I used to drive a bus. I got off work one day. a buddy of mine I used to call like my brother. You know, like in the hood, they'd be like, "That's my brother. That's my cousin."
Hmm.
So he was like, "Yeah, me and my wife having some people over. You should come over." I'm like, "Man, I got to do laundry though, bro." He was like, "Bring the laundry with you." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna bring you. You know, it's not a whole lot. So I'm gonna bring it with me." But I wanted to be a good guest. So I brought some alcohol with me. I went to the store and bought some liquor. But I'm cheap, like I said. So I bought they had Smirnoff
Ooh.
for two for $10. for two for two for $10. So I bought two of
Mm.
them jokes. I'm like, yeah, I'm coming in with two bottles, shorty. We got in there, got to drinking that, and everybody was chilling, playing around. I forgot what we were doing, but for some reason, I had picked somebody up, and when I picked her up, she like leaned to the side, and I ended up slipping and falling between the kitchen and the dining room. And it was like my foot was still in the kitchen, but the rest of my body was in the dining room, and
Ooh.
my ankle just snapped like that.
Mm.
So I'm like, and I'm screaming. They think I'm just playing. I'm like, if you don't get this hoe off of me, like, get her off me. So crawl down the steps, drive myself to the hospital, get to the hospital. The security guard just looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, sir, I don't know if you see me limping. Y'all got a wheelchair I might be able to borrow. I don't know what you
Right.
think. I'm crawling this door.
Hmm.
Got in the hospital. They handled all that. So I was out of work. I was doing this thing that they call in Baltimore. It's kind of like Uber before Uber, called hacking, and people flag you down on the side of the road and you pick them up, for cash. And they couldn't see that I had crutches in the back, so I was a little safe, you know what I mean? So I picked up this girl. She was on the bus stop. She was supposed to be, or she was going to the bus stop. She was walking down the street. She was supposed to be going to the bus stop. It was like 5 in the morning. And I gave her a ride and we ended up talking. And she told me she did stand up. She was telling me about the open mics and all that. She was like, you kind of funny. You should come. And I went to the open mic on crutches. It was upstairs, which was difficult.
Ooh. Yeah, the
Going up
height.
the steps on crutches, and there was this old man behind me when I'm trying to go up on crutches, talking about shake it, don't break it. I'm like, sir, this is not for you. This is definitely not for you. And I got upstairs and did my first open mic. And I remember my very first joke is, I bet y'all wondering how I'm gonna do stand up and can't stand up.
Oh
That was
my God, that's
That's it.
actually that's
It was,
so good.
mhm. It was
it.
written ever since.
Yeah, man. I don't know how I ended up really outside of that, but I don't know. You know how people always talk about I'm leaving this alone. I know you heard me say I'm quitting, I'm quitting, I'm quitting.
Oh,
You can't.
you can't. And then sometimes the next thing you know, you're home for 2 weeks straight, and you're like, you know what? I could go
Yeah,
back. Yeah, I could go back out.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
dip my
yeah.
toe
It's
again.
like crack, man. It's like
Yeah.
crack.
I'm
I
Yeah,
know.
so
Oh,
I'm
got you.
still stuck on the fact that you drove yourself to the hospital. That's so crazy to me. Like
That's
you,
wild.
because how badly? Because do you say you broke your ankle?
yeah, I snapped it. It was the left foot, so I could still drive with the right.
You were like, oh
So
guys,
it just
it's fine. I got it. I can drive
It
myself.
it kind of
oh,
you kind of like pull like a Fred Flintstone. You just have one foot out type of
yeah, yeah.
situation, or
That
so you.
joint was sitting up in the corner, all the like flicking and everything in the corner, balled up. Yeah, man. I think the pain just had me in shock to where I didn't feel it anymore. So, it was what it was, man.
I've noticed with most comedians, it's always like it's like something like some people have like the traumatic stories that like got them into comedy, where it's like something happened and like it could be like a breakup or anything. But I think yours is the first one where it's like I heard an injury lead into comedy, where they're like,
Yeah.
I hurt my foot, so let me go stand, someone
Right,
tells
right.
joke to
And it's
people.
crazy.
Yeah,
Because when I tell people the way it starts, I'm like, well, I ended up in comedy because I got drunk doing laundry and broke my ankle. And they're like, excuse me? What?
Right.
But hey, it's the truth, Shit.
they're like, "Dang, that was a dangerous little laundry that
Right.
day."
Right, right. Won't
Right.
wash no more clothes. Yeah.
Okay, wait. So when you did that mic, like, did you think that you were like, did you do? Because it's so funny how when people first start comedy, if you look back at when you first started, you were like, I was probably actually really bad, but I thought I was really funny.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Oh my God. Like there was, I know now that there was absolutely no structure. I just got up there and started talking.
Yeah.
And I think the problem was, or the thing that worked in my benefit, is that the other comics were worse than me. So that
Sure.
made me look like I was better than I was. That's yeah, man. They suck too, dog. It's all trash, man.
It's like when you're like I forgot what the saying is, but were you king somewhere, but then everyone else is just as bad, but they just a little worse, so you just standing on top of the
Yeah.
world. Mm.
You was funny as I don't know what. I was like, I don't know what they was listening to, but
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
They all
uh,
suck.
how long do you feel
So
like it took you to find like structure in like your jokes? Because some people can find their voice in like 6 months, but other people it takes like 5, maybe 6 years sometimes.
it took me like 4 to 5 years because, and I remember a comic that was like a tenured comic told me, because I kept asking why people wouldn't book me or whatever. They would let me come to open mics or stuff like that. If I showed up, I might be able to get a spot, but he was like, because they don't know what you're going to do. You don't have a
Mm.
set. I didn't even have 5 minutes at that point. That was like, you knew what I was going to talk about. So, like 4 or 5 years, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Nice. I feel the
It
same.
was
It definitely took me
stressful.
like 3 years to be like, oh, I'm supposed to have a beginning, middle, and end.
Right.
I was,
Right.
yeah, I
Right.
wrote some new stuff this week. I'm gonna go in and throw it out there.
Yeah, man.
Okay, wait.
That
So
it was wacky, bro.
that's actually it's so funny that it was like people didn't know what you were gonna do, but did you know what you were gonna do? Like, did you go into shows being like, oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna talk about, or you just got on stage and you were like, all right, let's just talk about the week.
I just kind of had like not necessarily knew what I was going to talk about, but I'm like, okay, well, at this point, I'm kind of branded as a gay comic, so I'm just going to talk about the stuff that I know, and I just talk about that. But a lot of it was crowd work. A lot of it was just observing stuff in the room and going from there.
Right.
So it was easier to do that because I would try to be there and see if I could get on maybe like third or fourth or something. So I can keep an eye on everybody else, or I can piggyback off what other people say, which I still
Uh,
do all the time.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Hmm.
it's great, especially when the person before you, if they had a joke that bomb, it's like you just ain't say it
Oh,
right. Let me go ahead
I'm
and show
like,
you what a
eat that
tag
joint,
is.
man. I love that. That's when you see me in the corner with my phone. Just going for it, bro.
Yeah.
Man, shit, man. Yeah, that's how it started, and it was horrible. I'll tell you that it was horrible. I don't know what I was doing, man.
When you started, did you go by like your full name or like D-Lo? Like, because Dana Lawler, like, did you like go on stage and get introduced as like your whole name?
No,
Oh,
no, they
okay.
were like so right before I was going on stage, they was like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Shit." I had a coworker when I used to work at the airport. Every time I walked into work, she'd be like, D-Lo. And I'm like, why do you keep calling me that? She would just yell it out in the middle of the rental lobby. And so when he was like, what's your name? I was like, D-Lo. And
That
so
is
everybody kept
so
calling me
funny.
D-Lo, the comedian. For the longest time, it was always D-Lo, the comedian. Until this one comic from DC named Michelle Sometimes. She was like, take the comedian off. You're not going to get nowhere with that comedian on the end.
Right, right,
And
right.
I was like,
Hmm.
you got that. That's where it went.
That's actually
That's
so funny
great.
that it was like a last minute decision that you were going by D-Lo.
Yeah. I had
That's
no clue.
that's great. And that's like I feel like that almost sounds like a superhero comic book situation. You know what I'm saying? Where they just find the mask or get bitten by a spider, not a Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Situation like that's
Right, right,
cool.
right.
I went by Dominique Greer for the first 3 shows. And
Dominique.
I felt like I was clocking into a job interview every time. It was like, "Good morning, good evening,
Oh,
everyone."
there
Like,
you go. And then they didn't know what was going to come out, right? Because they
right
see
now,
Dominique Gray and they're like, girl, okay,
yeah. As soon as I walk
Dom
out,
Gray,
they were
I
just
feel
like,
very well on you now. That
I,
goes on.
"My middle name's Eric, so I went by Eric Gray like one time, but people thought I was gonna go up there and sing, so I stopped." I was like, "They're like, what are you gonna sing tonight?" I was like, "Oh man, I'm just here to tell some dick
Yeah,
jokes, bro.
nah,
That's
nah,
great."
nah. Some
Uh,
people have told me to use my real name, which I'm like, no,
no,
it's not going to happen.
no, because that's how jobs find you. Yeah, they'll type your name in, pop up.
No, sir. No, sir. Can't find me. Nope.
Yeah.
I'll block you quick, too. You ain't got to worry about it.
So
Um,
was there ever like which I don't know if there were like specific comedians that you were watching that kind of helped you get more structured, or like there were people who you were like, oh, if I'm going to be a comic or like more structured, I want to be like them.
Um, One I can definitely say was Ty Davis, who she used to run. Well, she was the host for one of the open mics that I used to go to. It was at the same place where I started, but she wasn't doing the one that I started at. And it was a group called What's So Funny. And they used to do What's So Funny Wednesdays. Ty was one. Um, I I can't say that I watched Larry Lancaster, but I did ask him a lot of questions. Him, Ty, who else? I watched Timmy Hall. I don't know if you're familiar with Timmy Hall, but if you ever get a chance to see Timmy Hall perform, you're gonna understand why people watch him.
Mm.
And it's just like the old heads that were around. You kind of kept an eye on them. You saw how they handled the crowd, and I think with Larry Lancaster, the thing that I noticed with him is how he would play with the audience. He would somehow like get a personal relationship with the audience, and then he had them from there. So
Ooh,
I named those people, off top. But
I'm gonna check him
yeah,
out. Yeah, that's great.
yeah,
I
you
love like
really gotta see Timmy Hall. Okay, when I say you gotta see Timmy Hall,
he's like was he
that's
in the
one of
DC scene or was he in the
he's
Baltimore scene?
Baltimore.
Oh,
But
nice.
when you see him, he's like one of those comics. He could do 5 minutes, he could do an hour, and the
Mm.
entire thing will hit the whole time. He has one of those 5-star sets that it
Oh,
won't go bad in any room ever.
that's great. That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah, that's how you know that's someone that worked hard at the craft. Like
Hmm.
yeah.
they got
He's
it. They
like
got time for
20
everything.
something years in, I think.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's nice because I feel like I don't know if you can agree how in comedy, especially like in local scenes, when you meet
Mhm.
older comedians or comedians you can like look up to or get
Right.
inspiration from, like one person will have all these great jokes. They'll be working at it hard, but then there's like the other half of the coin where it's just like someone who just wants to like be king of the sing. You know what I'm saying? They got the
Right,
same
right,
five
right.
minutes they've been doing for 30 years. Say they just like
Yep.
you wanna get ahead in this scene, talk to me. I've been here the longest. And I feel like
Man. And I like how he's so chill. You would never know that that's what's about to happen on stage
Mm.
before he walks up there. Because then when he walks up there, you like, hold on, wait a minute, time
I,
out.
yeah, I love people like that. I love people who can like are human beings like outside of when they're performing. Like you can actually have a conversation with them. They're not
Right,
assholes. And then they like go
right,
up and
right,
you're like, you should be an asshole. You should be more of an asshole because
right.
you're so good
Way
at what you
more.
do.
yes,
Like
Right,
yes.
right,
how are you talking to me right now? Like
right,
but anyways, but there are some people who like you talk off stage to and you're like, oh, you think you're a big deal. Okay. But yeah, that is
right.
cool.
Yeah, definitely. Some
That's
of them
great.
out here, I'd be like, boy, you ain't funny enough to act like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like somebody ate their Cheerios this morning. Someone feeling themselves a little bit.
Right, right. Like you need to sit your dumb ass down.
Yeah. Actually, I would say, especially like in comedy, do you feel like there's like anything? I was just thinking about this the other day. I feel like in every scene, there's some things where it's like for example, we were talking about having like moments of just wanting to quit. You ever have like what are the things that frustrate you sometimes? Like I got a list. You know what I'm saying? Like there are some things where it's like I love it, but then there are things that just make me want to just
The deep sigh, the breathing, the mindfulness
yes.
that Dilo's doing right now is so cool.
So for me, one thing that makes me, and I feel like it's consistent for me, which I shouldn't let it get to me so much, is I feel like there are people who play with me, like they think that they can do certain
Mm,
stuff because it's me, and then my coworkers or my cohorts, they don't do the same thing to them,
Mm-hmm.
and the question is why.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
I don't feel like it's because of race. I don't feel like it's because of sex. I just feel like that you can try me, and that um I've tried to be nice for 10 years,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
not, be the one popping off and all that. But I get this rep that I pop off. So I try to, dispute all of that. And instead it bites me in the butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all don't do some of the same stuff to me that y'all do to other people. The people who play with my money,
Yeah.
play with my time. You can't have somebody contact me and book me for 25 minutes at a certain pay rate. And then when I get there, try to make me do 45.
No.
Because
Mm.
where did we have that written down?
Right.
Maybe
Yep.
it's not a contract, but I have it in messages.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so I'm booked for 25, and that's what I'm going to do. And you can't get mad at that.
Yep.
Or
Or
people don't like
increase
that I
my
say
pay.
it.
Yeah, increase my pay.
Yeah,
Let me. How much you gonna raise my pay? Because then they'll be like,
yeah.
oh well, I just thought that you would want
No,
to
well,
listen.
you better find somebody for the other 20.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yep. Yep.
Um, I feel like I don't like the fact that there are people in comedy who get to use, how can I say this without being a dick?
No,
Um,
be it.
No.
Just
use
say it.
things to their benefit that don't have nothing to do with comedy. Like,
Mm,
uh, you can give up a little of this and give up a little of that, and you can smash
Yeah.
the right person, and all of a
Okay.
sudden you up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That's
Yeah.
crazy. You know what
It's
I'm saying?
it's kind of like so I don't know if you agree. I get what you're saying because it's kind of like a you're not like you're a great person to work with. You're like if you're looking to it like an office standpoint, you're like a great coworker to work with. You don't stress nobody out. You show up on time for your stuff. You handle your business. Your 30 is tight. And I feel like there are people where like the people who can get away with certain things like to do like be dicks or run lights or
Hmm.
fuck whoever. I feel like they're more of like assholes or like they're able to
Yeah,
apply that like piece of let's just say piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
like they can get away with it. But I feel like when you're chill, that's when people are like, I'm gonna try to. And it's weird that they be like, there's this thin line. Like, don't you want someone who's easy to work with? Yeah, don't you want someone who could kill they set every time?
hmm.
Like, yeah,
and in my mind, the only way I can think about it is, do I need to tell you when my birthday is, sir?
Right.
yeah,
Because I'm a Virgo to the core. And for me to shut my mouth is a chore for me. It is
Yes.
a chore. Do you know how many people I want to go off on a regular basis? Like I have a very bad temper, like
yeah,
Hmm.
extremely bad temper, and nobody would know it because I be getting my little grandma, and yeah, I'm a business. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yep.
But some of it is just insane to me. I don't like the idea that like I don't mind if somebody drops off your show and you hit me up last minute and you say, "Hey, can you do it?" What I do mind is when somebody doesn't show up or drops off the show, or one of these social media people decide that they're too scared to close the show, and now you want me to do it, but you're not willing to pay me what you pay them.
Mm.
That's crazy.
You might be paying them $750, $1,000 to do 20 minutes. You
Mm-hmm.
were paying me 20 for 20 minutes. You want to give me 150, but then you want me
Mm.
to close. You know what
Have
I'm
the
saying?
same
No.
energy. You want somebody good,
Yeah,
right? Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you knew he was trash when you booked him. He just got
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
$3 million.
Yeah.
No.
That's like people have like
Things like
1
that,
million followers but never do stand up. But they like, no, trust me, they the truth. They the truth. And then you
No,
see him and it's
they're
like, ain't
not.
no truth in that. Yeah, saying
I
you just
got the
want
truth for you.
yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask because I feel this so again, I'm new to like I've only been doing comedy for a few years, but like I feel like right now, especially with social media, it's like you have people who already had a big following for doing like sketch or doing something like not stand-up related, and then they start doing stand-up and they're being booked at these huge venues, and you're watching their stand-up clips and you're like, this is an
It's
open mic comic. Like they have
yeah.
3 million followers. Anyways, I'm curious for you, like, because obviously you've been doing this for a long time. How do you
All you gotta do
feel?
is be a rapper.
yeah. It's
Well,
crossed my mind. Yeah.
well, like, how do you like navigate social media as a comic? I mean, I feel like it's just a tough time to. I mean, for example, for you, I feel like you're someone who again is like tried and true. You're so good at what you do. But like yeah, are you someone who like rocks with social media like that? Like are you like leveraging it? No.
I don't care for social media, to be honest with you. I feel like it'd be too many people in your business.
yes.
Um, and
Yes.
I'm not one of those people. I'm a private person to a degree. Like I don't mind sharing things about me with who I want to share it with, but I don't like the idea of putting everything out in the public. And then I
Mm.
also don't like buffoonery. I'm not with all that shucking and jiving. I'm not doing
Yeah.
all that stupid stuff
Not the
just
buffoonery.
so you can follow my page or just so you can like it so I can get a bunch
yeah.
of likes. And then these promoters see the numbers and they're like, well, why don't you have more numbers? Because I'm not a jigaboo. That's why.
Yeah,
Leave
that's
women
why
alone. Like
I'll never forget.
I'm not doing the foolishness. I'm not going to be in a diaper.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yep.
I'm not going to do all these. People always want to typecast me when it comes to videos
Yeah,
into
right.
the strong ass lesbian. I'm not going to always play that role. That's
Yep.
not who I am. And I'm not going to just run with that. But I realize these days that's what you have to do in order
Yeah.
to move up. Like I see the corniest stuff. Some of it is so corny, bro. I
Yeah.
just be looking like,
Well, First off, I think you'd be a great actress. I think you would crush that. Whatever role you get
Oh,
put in, you crush it. But I get it. You want to have the ability to like get range as like an artist. And I saw there was this dude on Vine. He blew up. He fell off. But his whole thing was like black dude, and he was like, "I'm eating watermelon with watermelon," and he would eat the watermelon, and be like watermelon, and I'm like, "You cool mother."
that's out of control.
Why you gotta
But
do that? Come
surprisingly,
on, man. He had
the one
2 million
time
followers. It's like, damn it.
now the one time I felt comfortable acting, it was this guy that was doing a movie. And even though I say I don't want to play that role as the lesbian, that was exactly the role that I played in that. And I was good at that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that all the time, and people expect that from me. Now, I have had the suggestion from other people to record it when I'm mad, because apparently when I'm pissed off, the things that come out of my mouth are hilarious.
I bet. I
Oh
bet.
yeah.
I bet.
Oh
I
yeah.
bet when emotions are high for DLO, it's like
Oh
the
my God.
filter coming completely down. That would be so fun to be around.
It just be anything, bro. It be anything.
That'd
Okay, so
be
But when I'm mad, I'm not going to record that. I'm not. Ain't nobody pulling out
nah.
no phone.
Because that's when people get fired. Like you said, what about your boss?
Yeah.
Yes, you stay there though. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You just recorded a set too. It was with ATB
The one with the
Productions.
court. Yeah.
Yeah, that was clean. It looked great. It
Yo,
looked
that
great.
one, the people who did the filming of that, I give them all the credit. It was the same damn jokes that I've been doing, but the way that he filmed that, it was with like I think a three setup of cameras, and then they had a like a half a ring around the club. So one camera followed you around the club. Every
Oh,
move
that's
you
cool.
made, it was almost like a big ass gimbal,
Oh,
and
that's
it
cool.
followed you around the club. It was insane. And I definitely would shout them out. Um, they basically, that production company, I can't remember the actual name of the company, but if you look up that video on my Instagram page, go find them, because they are amazing with editing, videography, all of it.
Oh, what you got to plug your
And they
Instagram.
can record everything.
What's the Instagram
Huh?
page?
Mine is Red Cup Blow, R E
All right,
D
there
C
you go.
U P L O. I like how you threw that in there, dog.
I
Now,
got you. I got you.
speaking of social media, but
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
Oh no, yeah.
Sorry, I
I
got
thought you
stuck.
were about to say something.
No, no.
D'Lo, I feel like that was well deserved. Like you were so funny. Like you were I mean, I say it all the time. Out of everyone I can think of in the DMV comedy scene and most scenes I hit, you have the tightest 30 minutes. Like your 30 minutes is just no air pockets. You feel me? Like every time we've done multiple shows together. I've hired you for multiple shows, but you always just go up there and just kill it. I'm like, I need to make sure I pay D'Lo on time. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Every time, like, I need to make sure she get her
Yeah.
check immediately because you could tell you not only honed it, put in work, but like when I saw the clips they were filming, I was like, this is well deserved. Like it was great.
Oh,
I'm really happy like they got that on camera. Which I know social media, it's just a tool. I know it's stressful with
right.
yeah, with them doing the whole jigaboo watermelon stuff. But like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, someone sees
Right.
those clips, look, clean. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
for
I,
sure.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to be consistent as much as possible, but I do, and I can say this like straight out. I envy people like you and Patty, because I've heard how your sets are. And I know that I don't always hear the exact same thing. And that's what I desire to get to. It's difficult for me to write. A lot of the things that I come up with, it's two places where they happen. One is on stage, and the other one is behind the wheel.
Mm.
And if I'm not able to capture it when I'm behind the wheel or on stage, then it's gone. You know what I mean? And I see like the structure of your performance. Like for instance, when we were at
Oh, was it Black Ass Comedy Show?
we was I was at something with Patty. I think you still had the boot on.
Oh,
Oh.
are you talking about when
Yeah, man. Yeah,
we
it was a
did
while ago.
we did a show at an Ethiopian restaurant?
Yeah, man. But it was like that was like the first time I really watched her perform, and I was like, okay. And then every time I've seen her after that, it's been something different. And you can see where her writing, it's not even a matter that the writing is getting better. It's a matter of she taking the writing and she just running with that shit. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And then I've seen it. I've seen you, man. I don't
Hey,
need to see
Patty
all
Mata,
that.
man.
No,
I was
Patty
gonna say
Mata.
I am blushing. D'Lo.
no,
Oh my God.
You are
literally,
turning red, Patty.
I am literally turning so red right
if
now.
it's if it's nothing that I could ever, if I couldn't be more honest right now, is that I don't really associate with people that I don't admire on stage, and that's pretty much what it is. So if I think that you're funny, then yeah, I want to have a conversation with you because I like funny people. And
Hmm.
I think that maybe they may be able to show me how I can increase my writing. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's
It's like
it. I
it's like
work
keeping the
with people
circle.
that aren't funny, so they still pay. But I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
it's as
Thanks.
simple as that.
I uh I get where it's like you want to keep your circle as like people who kind of like motivate you and inspire you, but also like
Yeah.
don't stress you out. There's a lot of I feel like in any entertainment industry there's
Oh
stressful
my
people,
God.
but especially comedy. Especially comedy.
And
People will
then
stress you out.
one thing that I noticed, like just in the time that I've done it, is people take for granted that I'm not still growing. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
I get a lot of comics who may be working on their stuff, and they're like, "Well, can you mentor me?" No, no, I cannot. Mentor what? I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
took
yeah.
me 5 years just to get to the 5 minutes. You got to work your way up, dog. I don't know what to tell you.
Mm.
Oh,
Now, I
so
can tell you what people to go talk to, and
mm.
they may be able to help you because they 20, 25 years in. But I don't have it right now to do it.
I feel like a lot of newer comics. I just had this conversation the other night where it's like a lot of people just want to have like that tight five unique funny now, but it's like that just takes time. Like you got to write 100 jokes and then only two of those you probably gonna keep for it, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
go have to keep just working with that. It's like constant
But
bombing and figuring things out and changing and comfortability.
yes,
Hmm. So I get that.
yeah.
Well, it's
If you had
interesting.
And I agree. Mhm.
Well, it's tough because I also feel like even when I was like early on in comedy, I remember, and again, I'm still there, but it's funny like talking to people where it seems like there's such an expectation to be great so early on. And for you to say like it took 5 years for you to get to a point where you even had like 5 minutes, like what's kept you going? What's kept you in the game? What's kept you like working at it after so many years?
Um, well, early on, what actually kept me in comedy was I remember it was the people who I did the open mic with in the beginning. They were kind of like a group, and I noticed that the comics that were just coming in, we were under the person they were trying to make famous, I guess. And so we were like his support staff. We had a meeting one day, and in the meeting, we were all eager to, move up and try to do more and X, Y, and Z. And I remember someone saying, not to try to be more than you are right now because
Mm,
this is not made for you to be more. You know what I'm saying? Right now you get it how you can get what money you can and just keep it moving. And I'm like, what? Like it ain't no way. It's no way. I'm not gonna be stuck with this raggedy ass 5 minutes, bro. That's not it. So it you kind of get this force in you that says, all right, you gotta figure something out. You gotta keep going. You gotta come up with something. And sometimes, I don't even realize I'm coming up with something new. But I figure if I can get more time, if I can do more, if I can come up with something else, then maybe I'll actually get to that point where I can say at the end of the day, you were wrong. All I had to do was work harder at it. All I had to do was keep trying at it.
mm.
Um, that's pretty much it. Not to mention, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got the greatest job, so the money helps. You know what I'm saying?
I
And,
feel
and
that.
that's for gas in the car. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Yeah. It's like when someone pays them or they be traveling a gig, they're like, oh, you did 15 minutes, how much you get paid? I was like, shit, $55, man. Yeah, I'd say this
yeah.
gonna hold me for at least a few more
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
Man, listen.
yeah.
Let somebody tell me the pay is $40 plus tips. What time?
Yeah, right. No, the way that I've
My
been a
mind.
slut for a paycheck, like
Yeah.
Man,
the way that there have been
mm,
shows that I'm like, I would rather die doing that, and they're like, oh, but it is a paid show, and you're like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Don't worry.
pretty much, pretty much. And
First person in the
sometimes you
door.
just need that money, man.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's
Hmm.
I definitely relate to when you say like somebody kind of like motivated you by telling you not to be more. It's like I feel like there's a lot of I was trying to explain to someone where it's like it's a lot of people that aren't really gonna try to like motivate you to you have to find that motivation because some people
Yeah.
going everyone would love for people to just be the same 5 minutes. You ain't taking no spots. If you ain't moving, you ain't growing, that means you ain't taking. And I remember when I started in Norfolk, I remember someone told me I was too black for white people, but too white for black people, and I ain't gonna go nowhere. And I was like,
Crazy.
well then nigga, I'm gonna move to
Crazy.
DC. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, who are you to tell me?
Crazy.
And it was an Asian dude, which is crazy. I was
That
like,
is
you don't even have a
actually that's
say. You
actually crazy.
don't even have a say on
Hey,
either of these.
bro.
Yeah.
Hey
Hey,
yo.
bro.
Yeah. So I moved to
Yo,
DC. I was
the
like, nigga, I'm
way
gonna
I would have
find it.
been so ignorant to him, yo. I
Uh
would have been
I would
so,
I should have, but when he told it was at a competition too, I placed second. And when I asked why I get second for the sixth time straight, they're like, "Oh, well, he's been doing it long." I was like, "I don't give a fuck about none of that." So I was like, "Nigga, it's time for me to move." Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's like moments like that. It's kind of like it's like where you like find the like energy to just want to prove somebody wrong. It's like I know I
yeah,
can do this.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I'd be ready to quit every 2 weeks. So, oh,
all, all the time.
That's so real. That's so real. I think sometimes like audience members, sometimes I talk to people after and they're like, you just must have such a fun time doing this. And you're like 80% of the time you just feel like shit. So you know what I mean? You're like, I don't want to be, I don't
right.
I hate myself. We're all mentally unwell. I don't know why I keep coming back on this stage. And then you have that one show that like I would describe it. It's kind of like when you're playing tennis and the ball hits the center of the racket and it makes that like perfect ding noise.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know, like it just like
Yeah,
hits a sweet spot and you're like, "Oh damn. I'm going to
it's
be in this
it's
for
on.
life. I can't quit this. This
It's
is so
on.
good."
it's like a
Yeah,
whole show. You're in that flow state. You're just in a whole nother
Mhm.
realm. You just moving.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's
Mhm.
great. I I mean that's fantastic. So you started in Baltimore, right?
yeah,
Okay. Do you
yeah.
I know you come to DC sometimes, because we done a few shows in DC.
I'm
Do you
actually at
feel
DC often in Baltimore.
oh really?
Mhm.
I mean that's fine. You can get booked anywhere, but I can definitely see like do you feel like because I feel like Baltimore, I love coming out there, like Port Comedy Club's always a good time. Do you feel like
Yeah.
moving different scenes, like there's different types of comedy audiences in Baltimore and DC, like it's helping you grow a bit?
I think there's different audiences. Um, but some of it I think also has to do with like the different clubs, the way the clubs are run, and then the type of comics that are in that area. So like in Baltimore, I feel like the comics tend to be more aggressive. Um,
Interesting.
maybe not so much as with the newer comics. Some of them are a little bit more mellow, or maybe a little um do more intelligent comedy. You know what I
Mm,
mean? But um I think that a lot of the comics were very like get on the stage, rah, 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 off the break. You know what I mean? And then I think that with DC, you go to DC, you hit some of these stages, especially the club stages, and it's almost like a way to refine you. So I feel like Baltimore gives you your aggression, and then DC makes you club ready. So
Mm,
going between the two, it gave me the option or the opportunity. Like if I was in Baltimore and I performed, because I could do any kind of crowd in Baltimore. You can do your urban, you can do your mainstream in Baltimore, but there is a difference between my urban in Baltimore and my urban in DC. You know what I'm saying? They respond to different shit, and
right.
my mainstream in each city responds differently also. You know what I'm saying? So where I thought that maybe the mainstream would be similar in the two, when I get to DC, I noticed that the mainstream is a little bit more open minded than the one in Baltimore, which is
mm,
interesting to me.
Mm.
right,
So I mean, it just it's like it's like if you make chili, you can't use one kind of bean.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
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 You
yeah,
got to
yeah.
use a
yeah.
whole bunch of different ingredients to get the right flavor.
Yeah.
And once you
Mhm.
get that recipe, you're gonna keep using that recipe and run it all over the place and get all them beans and all them ingredients because you know that makes the best product at the end of the day.
Yep, yep.
And
I
in
mean,
Virginia too.
Virginia's cool. Yeah, I really enjoy Virginia. On to draft out. Shout out, shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out. Um, I definitely I feel that Baltimore definitely has. I think the first time I got booked in Baltimore was on Umar's Gin and Joke show, And that was
Mm.
my first time having a Baltimore crowd. My set went well, but it was also like, oh, I traveling outside the city is different. Like you gotta perform everywhere and get better to the point where you're like undeniable all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
That's traveling is so important.
Yeah.
And then wherever you're from, it seems like you do better everywhere else.
Yes,
That
right.
is so
That
funny.
is so true. Do you think it's because of change of scenery, where it's like you can feel refreshed, like your energy's different?
That, but I think there's also like I mean, the energy is different, but I feel like every city just has a different type of comic. Like if I go to Philly, I know that they may be funny, but we're not the same. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I'm bringing something different because I'm a Baltimore comic.
Yeah, yeah.
If you go to Philly, you're gonna bring something totally different than somebody else did. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be something that's probably gonna stand out. And they're gonna be like, "Yo, you funny as hell," blah blah blah, because they ain't never seen you before. It's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
brand new.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
And then
yeah.
that
yeah.
feeling, especially if people be like, "Oh, well, you funny as hell, X, Y, and Z. You need to come back. When you come back, you gonna show your ass."
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you right.
Because now I dragged the first time. I'm really gonna kill y'all this time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Know what to
right,
expect.
You
right.
like I didn't even bring my best material. This is my B set I brought the first
You
time.
dragged the first time, man. Now I'm about to drag on y'all.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first of all, go Birds. Thank you for mentioning Philly.
That's
That was
crazy.
good. That felt good.
All right.
But just as we close out, I'm curious if there's anything about you that you wish the audience knew, but probably wouldn't know based on how you perform or the jokes you make.
That I have stage fright.
Really?
That is
Would have never,
so
never guessed
interesting.
it.
Uh, Ooh, it'd be terrible, bro. It'd be terrible. When I go on stage, like, so if you ever see me at a show and you see me constantly walking to the bathroom, or you see me in the back of the room, and I might be fiddling with my phone, I might be writing notes down or whatever. But definitely if you see me going back and forth to the bathroom, or if I'm going to a mirror, 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to get my head together
Interesting.
because I just, I don't know, my stomach be going off. That shit gets real, man.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been praying that I don't fart on stage. Like it's real, man. It's
That's funny because
real.
I feel like when I think of comedians and I've seen in general, I feel like you're one of the most comfortable on people on stage. You just be like
I
you be
don't know
flowing
where
with it.
to.
Yeah, that's great.
After, after maybe like the first minute, if I start getting a little relaxed, or once you get those first couple of laughs and you can kind of see what direction you
Yes,
go with people, it's
yes.
Mhm.
different. But initially, yeah, I've been balled up, man.
That do you think it's gotten better, worse, or the same over time?
It's the same.
Okay.
But at the same time, somebody told me if you don't ever get nervous going on stage, you might not be doing something right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I heard someone
Yeah.
say
Mm.
like the thing of it's almost good to be nervous because it means you care. And I
Hmm.
feel like that's like the thing to me because I get so stressed before getting on stage too. But it is like the thing where it's like, well, at least I'm passionate about this enough where it's like I'm nervous.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So that
I
makes sense.
So,
I always
hope it's on.
when I get nervous for a stage, I always tell myself it's too late to change material now. Uh, what I'm bringing is what I'm bringing, and that kind of
I
calms
ain't got
my
no
mind
other
down. I don't
material
know
to go
why.
to.
Yeah, it's just
I'm like,
like,
well,
yep, we gonna just. I know what I'm gonna say, but if y'all don't like it,
man,
hey,
Damn.
come back next time. Yeah,
I'm gonna get paid anyway. So, know what to tell you.
Yeah.
yeah. But Deal, before we close out, I wanted to ask if there anything you want to promote. Two minutes is all you. It's like you want anything promote, anything coming up you're proud of, and want people to see.
Let's see, on the 30th. Ah, shit, hold up, let me get the calendar
Oh,
because
do
I
you
don't remember.
think?
All right, let's see. On the 30th, I'll be at Room 808, in DC. I got a show in Frederick, Maryland, um, on the 31st. Next month, I'm not sure if I'm going to Portland. I'm gonna see how things go financially as well. And hoping to do some other traveling, but I know I got some other stuff coming up. I just can't see them on my calendar necessarily. But again, if you find me on Instagram, oh, where'd I go? Oh, there we go. If you find me on Instagram at Red Cuplo, that's REDCUPLO, then everything will be posted there. Like I said, I was under the weather initially, so I'll be back at it. I have that stuff done before the snow gets off the ground.
That's right.
So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
You tell
that's
him.
it. I'm gonna also you'll find me on the OnlyFriends show. One of these days I'm gonna be back on that joint. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you can
Crushed the
find me
first
there.
one.
I was
Yes,
about
Woo,
to
sir. We're
crushed
say,
gonna
the
be
first one.
we loved
That
having
was a
you.
hot show. That was a hot show. People were like, we're so glad
yo,
we
if
came
y'all
out.
haven't been to one of these shows, and I'm talking to you people out there, these two been there, obviously. But if y'all ain't been to one, you need to pay attention to make sure you come to one because every single comic that gets on that stage is fire because it's curated by these two. So if they
Mm,
funny, they not about to put nobody whack up there. You should see
Yeah.
my man Jamal Russell on that joint last time too. So
that's
Yeah.
right.
y'all make sure y'all make sure y'all following them and only friends and make sure you show up at Arlington Draft House. Hey Pete, make sure you show up at Arlington Draft House. You catch that show because it's a fire show, man.
Ooh, we
Wow.
appreciate you. We appreciate you,
No
Dilo.
doubt, no doubt.
Dilo, so much love. Thank you so much for being here. And again, this
No
was the
problem.
Only Friends podcast. I'm Patty Mata.
I've been Dom Grayer.
Thanks so much for listening and check us out next time.
Thanks, y'all. Have a great night.
Y'all have a good one.